Okay, so welcome back to the YouTube channel, guys. Today we're going to talk about an inboard to outboard conversion, which is it can be an undertaking. I wouldn't say stressful. I'd say mostly exciting, depending on who you get to do the work. You're doing it yourself, or so on and so on. We done this on a 88 Sylvan Skipper. It's a 21 foot boat. It had a 4-cylinder with an OMC Cobra outdrive on it, which is outdated. Engine's great. And the outdrive was pretty good too. We had quite a bit of work done on it, but in there it takes up a lot of room when you got that inboard. And you know, you're losing valuable space, fishing space or whatever. It doesn't matter, you're losing it. So we decided to do an outboard conversion on it. And so we started looking, searching, trying to find people. We talked to a lot of people that wouldn't touch it. They don't have nothing to do with this kind of stuff, which is kind of odd to me, because I've really never been afraid to do it. And we done a couple back when we was living in Florida in our much younger years anyway. You know, family members and friends and so on and so on. Then when we get up here to Ohio, people are like, "Oh no, brakes." I'm like, almighty. Alright, well, whatever. So I happened to run across a post on Facebook about a guy looking for a live well to get done on his boat. He wanted to rearrange it a little bit, and this other guy answered him and talked to him about it, so on and so on. And I said, well, I look at this and I'm like, well, if he's willing to do this, I wonder if he's willing to do, you know, listen to my ideas and see what's going on. So I sent the dude a message. He messaged me back. You know, I got his phone number, told him everything I was wanting to do, and he goes, yeah. He said, we've done that. I plan on doing one of my own, and yeah, we don't mind working on it. That's what I'm talking about. First person that really even talked to you. You know, everybody else is, ooh, but whatever. So we went through this. He had a workload. He had to get, you know, rid of a couple vessels that was in there. And he gives us a call. He says, Mike, if you're interested, or if you're still interested, because we had only talked 2 or 3 times. He said, if you're still interested in doing this conversion, he said, now's a good time to get the boat to me. And that might have been true. But we had snow everywhere. It was cold, which, I mean, it always is in, you know, February in Ohio. So you just kind of get used to it. But anyway, I told him, I said, look, I said, and I think I was out of town working at the time, I can't remember, but I said, look, I'll get it there. I'll get it to you. You know, I got the window. We'll bring it up, because he's 3 hours away. And so everything worked out, outside of the weather, but everything worked out. You know, we got stuck trying to get the boat out of the yard and just all kind of stuff. My buddy Cody brought his tractor down, pulled me, truck, boat, pulled it all out. Anyway, we got it up to where we could start transporting it, and it was a tiring weekend, but we got it there. Things were going good now. Anyways, to move along, we, you know, and when we get there, it's like we're friends already. And I don't meet a whole lot of strangers anyway, but, you know, obviously Rafe don't either. And so, you know, we start talking about what to do, this, that, and the other. We're all on the same page. So that alone is pretty exciting, honestly, to, you know, to meet like-minded people somebody that's already got a great idea about what's going on, and so on. So anyway, we come on to the house, and he finishes up, you know, what he had in store, and then a couple weeks later he starts, yeah, probably a week or 2 weeks, he finally gets everything out, other stuff out of the way. So he starts sending us pictures of the tear out, you know, and he gives me a call on the phone, and hey, this is what I'm going to do, and we're going to put such and such across the whole back. We're going to go ahead and seal the hole. We're going to put a nice piece of wood in there on the interior, build these brackets that go down to the stringers for extra support, and so on and so on. So while all this is going on, my job is to find a bracket, because for him to build the bracket and do all the other work that he was doing would have prolonged when I wanted to get in the water, and that would have just, it would just been a much longer project on his end. So I told him I'd outsource the bracket, which I did. I told him I'd find the motor, which I did, but I outsourced the bracket from a guy down in Florida, Viking Outboard Brackets. I think they started off in Miami. I think they moved a little bit, but you guys can find them on the internet. And then now the search is, so back to the bracket real quick. I had the bracket shipped directly to Rafe, so he could start, yeah, I wouldn't be a hold up. Okay, so now I got to find the motor. We're on the search, because we want this, we don't want to be hasty, but we want to get it done, you know. So we're all over Marketplace, Craigslist, blah, 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 trying to find all this stuff. I run into a guy over about an hour west of us, and he had what we was looking for. We didn't know how it was going to work out. The motor had been sitting for 2 years. So I go look at the engine. It's got, you know, 0 controls, no control box. One of the steering mechanisms is gone, lost in time, because it's been there for 2 years sitting on a pilot. So I come back home, go back over some things with Rafe, some things with my friends, just trying to jog my memory about the outboards and stuff, because I haven't worked on them in a long time, and so on and so on. Anyway, we decided to get it. We took a chance on the engine. The neat thing, while Rafe is also working on the boat, stop. So I've located the engine, or a engine. Is what we was looking for, the right horsepower. We're taking a chance. We don't know exactly, because it ain't been running 2 years, but we feel like we're making the right decision. Well, by this time, Rafe has the engine out, the midsection, the outdrive, the whole 9 yards, you know, basically. So we decided to make another trip. So I got the engine in the back of my trailer. We go up, drop the engine off, pick up the outdrive, midsection, and engine, and we book it back home. That was a little bit better weekend. But anyway, so now's where it starts getting exciting. So we got everything tore out, you know, and what we're doing now is it's just all going back together, and this is cool. This is really cool, you know, because we're starting to get pictures, you know, phone conversations. We're getting more pictures, more phone conversations, and then we get a video, you know, and I click on this video, and it's got an engine there, and that's our engine. I hit the play button, and voila, it's running. We are so happy. We're just ecstatic. I mean, it's just as neat as it can be. You know, I mean, like, how could this, you know, we're just getting blessed by the Lord. and it's just so neat, you know. And then, you know, you go further through the process and you start seeing the pictures of, you know, the work that Rafe and Chucky's doing there at CNR Fab. You know, and communication is excellent, you know, and everything, and the whole situation. So now it's all starting to come together. Rafe found a control box. He had to order cables, shifting and throttle cables specifically for that length, since we added, and so on. That wasn't that big a deal. He knows how to source those products. You know, we needed a tachometer. He actually happened to have one there at his shop. That was a blessing in disguise as well. You know, so now we're getting all these pictures together, and it's coming along so smooth, you know. And that's been a couple months. So we went from February 21st getting stuck in the snow and mud to now we're toward the end of April and we start getting all this other stuff, which is really cool. And that's what's going to be coming up on the next video. So you guys stay tuned, check us out. You got any comments, send them to us. We'll answer all the questions we can. You know the whole other thing, hit the like and subscribe stuff. But you know, hang with us. We're gonna be fishing here shortly. So it's getting pretty daggum exciting right now.